Hi guys, so I'm here at the build location, and I thought I'd kind of just do a short little video that kind of shows you where we're at when it comes to the footer. So this has not been inspected yet, but I just kind of wanted to show you some of the steps that was taken and kind of some of the mistakes that we ended up making that were rectified. So here we go. So this is what it looks like. We're doing we're not doing a single pour, a monolithic pour. What we're doing is we're doing two pours. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the footers first. And what you see is you see some stone around here, and on top of that we have some black material. What we ended up putting in here is what's called drain tile. Drain tile is essentially nothing more than corrugated plastic drain pipes in order to capture the water that is going around the foundation, and then we have it meeting up, and we have it coming away from the foundation. So to switch gears a little bit, what you see right here is the septic line. This is a clean out valve. You see another one down there. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I made a very costly mistake by trying to do my own septic lines. In the state that I'm in right now, it's illegal for me to do it. So I essentially had to pay a company to come in. They claimed that they were going to rip everything apart. They ended up just taking my money and reviewing it and making sure the work was done. But it ended up costing me a couple of $1,000s that it shouldn't have. I know that some of the states out there, you can work on your own septic, but in the state of Virginia, you cannot. So let me step on over here. So what you see down here is some of the rebar that's required. There's a few things that my guys have to come back and do. Right here, since we're going to be doing a second story, I have 6 or 7 of these footers. These are reinforced areas that essentially the weight of the upstairs is going to be placed down upon. So my guys need to come back and add rebar in here. We're only doing the first layer of rebar. What we're going to do is pour a footer. So it's going to be we're going to have 2 pours. So what we do is we fill this all up with concrete, and we bring it right up to level with the dirt foundation right here. After that, we're going to end up putting 2 inches of rock. We're going to put a vapor barrier, 4 inches of foam insulation, and then we are going to be doing PEX floor heat. So we're going to end up putting our PEX pipes in, and then we put wire mesh on top of that. You see these little outcries out right here. The guys are going to put, when the pour happens, they're actually going to lay rebar down, or tomorrow they're going to go ahead and try to get rebar in there. But rebar is going to be required to go in there. And we have to do this too, but so we don't have concrete going over this pipe right here, but there is areas where concrete is going to be going over right here, and we have to cover that. Some folks say that you can even cover it with asphalt shingles. A plumbing company said that we want to cover it with some, like a drain pipe, a plastic drain pipe. We want to kind of cover it up so concrete doesn't touch your septic and your water line right there. So so you can kind of see what we have over here when it comes to plumbing. The plumbing company that we're using refused to really work with us until we got at least the footers poured. But in here, we're going to backfill. So there's going to be no concrete in here, but you see the main sewer line coming in here. The plumbing company didn't want to do their work because they felt like when the concrete was poured, it was going to knock them off and kind of mess up the actual location of their pipes, which I kind of get that. So we made sure that all around the actual foundation itself, there was at least 16 feet of space available for the concrete trucks to get in here, and for them to go ahead and that a standard concrete truck will can do their drop. As you see over here, there it looks like it's a road, but it's not. It's not a road. It's specifically for the concrete. So also the plan is once they are done with the footers, and again the footers will come up to essentially the dirt here. They're going to go in, and the way to tie the first layer of concrete into the slab itself is that they're going to end up putting like L bracket rebars in. So as the concrete's being poured, they're supposed to be putting the concrete down, and it'll come up. See right here, they have a diagram of roughly where the rebar is going to come up. They're 2 feet off center, so they're going to come up and they're going to kind of bend inwards. So when we actually pour the slab will have something to tie into. They're also going to ensure that the concrete itself is going to be kind of left rough to give it some sort of bite to be able to tie into the slab. You don't want your footers to be slick. So that's something that we have to ensure that they kind of rake it towards the end. Something else that we thought that we were going to have to be concerned with, but it ended up not being the case, was the actual bolts that are needed to tie down the actual foundation to the concrete. We're going to be able to put those bolts in. I think that in our plans it said a minimum of 7-inch bolts, but that right there, since we're dealing with 2 inches of rock and 4 inches of insulation, and then 4 inches of actual concrete, we have enough space that as the slab's being poured, we can go ahead and we can put the bolts for the actual dome itself, for the to tie in the riser walls. We can put that in during the time that the actual slab is being built. So that's where I'm at right now. I just thought I'd give a quick update for those of you that are following me. I will be doing more on the footers, but I think that pretty much covers most of the footer parts itself. So I'm going to try to get a video of the concrete being poured. If there's any other big changes to the actual footer aspect of this build, I'll do another video on that. But I just kind of wanted to show you where we're at, since it's a 2-part pour. So hopefully in the next video, actually the next video, I'm going to go ahead and show you where us putting the rocks, vapor barrier, insulation, the radiant heating, and then we'll work on tying in the wire mesh that goes across. So I'm sure I'll have more videos before the actual slab is poured, but this is just kind of a quick update of what to look for, and if you're doing your own project in this manner, especially by yourself. These videos are not really designed to help the experts, because they already know this. This is more for the novice who's trying to do it themselves. So let me know if you have any questions, or if you want me to focus on something else. But this is kind of where we're at now. Thank you guys.